Hey, what's going on, guys? Godly Sovereign here, and I love to play games, right? PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, sometimes PC if I had like a legit working PC. Um, but video games aren't just strictly on the console side or doing straight PC type stuff. I do like to explore some of the new things that are coming out, and it seems like now is a good time to talk about NFT games. NFTs are non-fungible tokens. Think of them as just like artwork that have data backing it that basically clarifies that you are the owner of this piece of artwork or whatnot. But as of late, pretty much last year, so 2021 December, I just decided to get heavy into like NFTs and cryptocurrency and things like that. And one of the things that I came across, and I didn't even know it was like a thing, was P2E games, which is like play to earn games. And so they're all orchestrated around NFTs and whatnot for the most part. I think you have to have like an NFT in order to be able to play one of these. But I've come across like a lot of interesting games, and I wanted to start talking about them on the channel just to kind of give you guys something else that you might want to play. You know what I mean? Something that you could possibly earn some money from if you're lucky. And if you're not, hopefully you found a game that was cool enough with the characters or whatnot, and you have a little fun with it. I've come across about maybe 3 to 4 games that I have in mind that I wanted to start talking about. But the first one that I wanted to talk about is the Remnants. And I know you might be thinking there's a lot of people that have given P2E NFT games like a bad rep, and that's understandable. You don't necessarily want these people coming into the game world and kind of souring it by making these paywalls essentially, and then making it so it's a constant pay to play type of thing or whatever. But not all are like that. Some you just have to enter in with a certain amount, and then once that happens, you're able to just play the game pretty freely. And there's so many different ones. There's a lot that I've seen that are like battle royale type games. There's also some farming type games, which I'll talk about in a future video or whatnot. Um, so there's like a lot of varieties. It's crazy. I mean, they even have Pokemon like copies and variations and stuff like that. But it's Pokemon, so those are like hugely expensive or whatever to get into. That would probably be one of the things that I would have as a gripe with these NFT games, these play to earn games, is like a video game, a regular video game on the PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. You can just go to a store and purchase it at any point in time. I mean, unless it's maybe, 7, 8 years old, it might not be on the shelf at that point. But at least if it's fairly new, everybody is able to get a copy within a certain window. Obviously there's certain games that are just going to be sold out everywhere you freaking turn, and you're just going to have to wait until you get one in the store, a notification, and then boom, you can go and pick it up or whatever. Kind of like how the scarcity of the PS5s and the Xbox Series X's and all that stuff was. But it's these are kind of like one of those things where if you don't get in when the door opens, you may miss out. Certain things go from being $10 to $500, and you're just like, damn, I want to play the game. The game looks cool, but I can't even enjoy this thing. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the case with this one, except there's like a lot of advancements in here. But anyways, I'll show you guys. So this right here is the Remnants. And basically the backstory on this is it's 4,000 zombie apocalypse survivors just trying to survive, to continue surviving or whatnot. At the time of purchasing, these were purchased for about 80 bucks, which most NFTs have to be purchased with cryptocurrency. There are some that allow you to use like a credit card, but there's very few. But yeah, so I had to purchase a cryptocurrency called Solana, and then I took the Solana and I purchased this. So it cost me about zero point 0.6 Solana. So at the time, one full Solana was about 140 bucks or something like that. So anyways, it equates to about 80 bucks or whatever. So that I paid this. As you start with this, you're given a a remnant, and this is like a guy that you have, and it's like a random pick. You buy a random, it's like a little, blind bag or whatever, randomly pick one, boom, you get one. So I got this guy right here. And the game has come a long way. We started off with this character right here. Well, I did. I only had enough to purchase one because I was like, you know what? Let me check out this game. Let me see what's going on. So I purchased it on a whim, and I liked what I saw. You know what I mean? And so yeah, but this is I can't even pull it up to make it bigger, but this was basically what the remnants used to be. So basically, let me give you a, so I don't get lost or whatever. You have your remnant, and then you have a couple of locations you can go to. You can go to the radiation zone, the military base, the prison. You can go to the farm. You can go to the residential area. So you would decide what area you want to go to. So I want to go to the residential area. It'll tell me my trip will take 5 hours. So essentially, you send your remnant out on a trip, and then he goes and attempts to gather items for you during that duration. The camp is like their in-game currency that you'll be able to use to purchase upgrades, things like that. And eventually it'll have liquidity, meaning it will have actual value so that you could exchange it for an actual currency like US dollars. So that'll be nice. But right now it's just a game. That's all it is. It's a game. All right. So you have these percentages for when you're actually sending your remnant out on a trip. So it's very slight that he'll come back with anything. Really, I kind of wish these numbers were a little bit higher, but it's all like a rarity type of thing, So these aren't actual things that it's not an actual NFT that you'll see. The only NFT that you have is your remnant, and this camp and the camps. The camps were specific things that you have. In order to play the game, you do not need a camp. But when you started, you were able to get a camp. They gave you one after you purchased a remnant. Like a couple of hours later, they would give you a camp. And the camp actually gives you a 30% increase on your camp token possibility. So it's very nice to have. But as I said, if you only had enough to be able to buy a remnant, then you're going to be good. Eventually, you might be able to get a camp, but it's not a big deal. So you have all these percentages of items, and they have a lot of items. They actually made quite a big list of items that you could get. Oh, that's the wrong thing. So, but they gave you like a lot of things that you'd be able to obtain. This is kind of like an idea of some of the stuff that you'll be able to obtain. Walkie-talkies, survival guides, and stuff like that. But all of these items have benefits to them. There's certain things that you have that if you equip them. So like there's my guy, and I have right now the compass equipped. So that makes the trip time minus 8%. And the survival guide, which makes the trip time 12% less, and it gives me a 12% income chance when I'm out there collecting stuff. I also have another walkie-talkie that will give me -8. And then they have these certain items that you need in order to get into certain areas, so like bolt cutters, hazmat helmet, other things like that. They have so many items. This is another one of the areas where they just have like cool items that will do different things. I'm not even sure what the radioactive banana does, but you see that percentage, so that means it must be good or whatever. But this game is it's fun to me because it's kind of like the idle games. I play games a lot, so it's almost like it's one of my my ways to relieve stress and whatnot. So if I'm not sitting on the couch playing one of my consoles, I've got my phone in my hand and I'm playing a game. And this is nice because it's one of those things that kind of adds like that surprise factor, because you never know what you're going to get. You could send your guy out to the radiation zone and he might come back as a zombie, and zombies are actually good things. NFTs are all about rarity. That brings up the value even more. And so you could have this guy come back as a zombie, and he turned from being worth, let's say, $20 to $150 or whatnot. And all of this stuff is just based upon how much other people would value their items and whatnot. So it differs. There's different prices. There's some mean floor prices. Floor price meaning the lowest price that you can get for a remnant. But I really enjoy the game. It's a simple game. It tells you how many people are actually playing, or actually how many remnants are actually out there. There's some people that have like 20 remnants because they just had the money to be able to play the game and whatnot. And then the currency, and to go out on these trips, you need keys. So, like, I haven't been to the radiation zone for a bit because it's kind of pricier. It costs two keys. So I'll just go ahead and send my guy out. So I click that, boom, he's looting immediately. Because I have those two items on me, my time went from 8 hours to 6 hours and 23 minutes. So it's very nice. I think over in the military base, they have like a backpack that you can use that would allow you to equip one more item. So I'd be able to reduce my time even further. Being able to put that walkie-talkie on there, whatnot, things like that. But this game, the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because it's got like a crazy amount of promise, and it's not like something I knew was gonna happen off top, man. I just kind of got like really lucky. I just came across this, and I found it, and they had already sold like a bunch of them, and then they were doing another sale the next week, and I had just enough to be able to buy one, and then I was able to get it from there. But to give you guys like an example of how much this stuff costs. Um, some of these things can be super expensive. Chill on that. So, right. So currently, right now, floor price is 1830, and that's in Solana. That is not in US dollars. So, if you were to go to Gecko Solana, and you were to put in 18.30, that's currently $1,807 at the current price of Solana being at $98.80. 1808 is how much it would cost to get in on the game. Unfortunately, that is expensive. It's a lot. But if you have it and you're willing to spend it, you know what I mean. It's a great game, and I think it's only gonna you should be able to sell it later on for a higher price. I haven't seen this thing do nothing but go up. It's gone up and up. It's slightly dipped maybe for a day or two, and it just keeps on going up. This game came out probably about like maybe 3 weeks ago. Like I said, like the last week of December, first week of January. So I guess that's a little bit longer than three weeks. Right? That's like 2 months and some change. But yeah, it's doing numbers, man. And this is not. I hate to say it, but it's not like financial advice or anything like that, because I'm not telling you to do that. But I'm telling you for game purposes, to play a game, this is entertaining. They do have a lot of stuff that they have in the works in the future. They're working on some of these things right now, trying to get them fixed. So the tokenomics. So this would be what they would use to make the currency in here worthwhile. And the marketplace that would be able to sell those little items that you get when you're on quests. So that would make it a little bit easier because I think right now in the Discord, you can offer up trades, but I don't know. I feel like it's like shouting at a wall because not very many people respond. But I think it's probably because stuff is expensive as well, so it makes money and whatnot. But yeah, so they're gonna add new items, and this stuff is past testing. So I mean, the new items it's gonna be very soon. I think there's supposed to be an update next week, so some things might change pretty heavy. The staking is basically like a way of giving the project, the people who created it, to hold your NFT and state that, hey, I'm not going to sell this at all. So because I'm not going to sell this, I'm going to get even more. So I don't know exactly what that entails, because technically when you send your remnant out to search, that's like staking. But it's in that same general type of way. But this right here, this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about truly, is these females, these feminines. They're gonna be releasing soon, and I think that if they release for anything of what the original price was, it's a must buy. Like, I'm going to save up money just to make sure that I can purchase like two or three of them if possible. Because if they do anything like the original remnants do, they're gonna 10 20x. Their value is gonna like quadruple. I don't know, it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, the one big thing about NFTs is it's all about money for the most part. There are some that it's like, oh, it's all about artwork, because they're not going to hold any type of value or anything like that. But these P2E games, these play to earn games, they're all about money. So if you have a little extra bread, instead of maybe purchasing that Horizon Forbidden West or something like that, you might want to think about getting into one of these NFT games, because they could be fun if you find the right one that you like, and then they could be eventually worth some money. So there's a couple of others that I'm gonna try to make some videos on, just to show you guys like the range of how it goes. But there's one called Sea Rovers. There's another one called D Town. There's another one called Stranded Unicorns. That one's an interesting one. And I'll talk to you guys about that later. But I wanted to kind of like open the door to the NFT gaming world for you guys, because I know all we do on this channel is talk about video games and whatnot. But recently, me and Mark Araya have been playing these NFT games, and they're just like any of these other indie type of games, that you could play. And this one, what I'm saying, is one of those that like caught my eye, and I thought it was like awesome. You know what I mean? Like, just going out there, sending your guy out. What do I get? You know what I mean? What can I get? And then the fact that it's all money involved. Actually, would have been okay just trying to get like a zombie and have something like cool, because the community is great. I like talking to the guys in there, and just shooting the shit, and and we just talk about all that stuff. And it's not really like we're having conversations of like, oh, what's the floor price going to be? Is it going to hit $2,000 today or whatever? No, I don't even really talk about that. We're just kind of playing the game, and we're talking about how the struggles of finding loot and stuff like that. And so it's always crazy. There are different other NFTs out there that have collaborated with other NFTs and things like that. There's one NFT called Solana. Solana is, I think, like a dragon egg type of NFT, but they've actually created a Solana verse, like a metaverse. And they have actually collaborated with the Remnants to be able to allow you to have a character that walks around that's your Remnant exclusive or whatever in that world. So that's another one of those things that will tie into it. But the remnants themselves are actually working on their own, type of universe or whatnot. So those camps that I showed you, those will eventually be plots of land in their universe. So that's going to be really cool. I'm excited to see. As you can see on here, they've got companions. I really cannot wait until they incorporate stamina because I live in different time zones. So I think they're in UTC and I'm in PST. So that makes it really hard because, excuse me, they have their the keys. They give you 2 keys a day per remnant you have. So you have to wait until a certain time in order to get more keys, and it costs keys. And having access to this radiation area takes like 2 keys for each trip. And so it's expensive. After a while, you start dwindling your keys down, and then the next thing you know, you're waiting, for a whole day before you can get a key to be able to make one trip. You know what I mean? So it'll be nice to have stamina and have like a regular recurring, stamina that, hopefully you could possibly increase, because I think these things will start gaining experience and you'll be able to increase stats and things like that. Possibly. Don't quote me on that. But there's a lot of stuff on there that's gonna be dope. So I'm looking forward to all this stuff. Shout out to all my remnant brothers out there, loot loot. Like I said, the community is awesome. So I mean, even if you didn't get into the game, if you just wanted to come in there and chat and hang with us all, it's a great space. This is probably one of the most active discords that I've ever seen out of all the NFTs that I've looked at. And I've looked at a lot, but this is the most active that I've seen devs in a Discord. Like they're literally in there every day. And it's not like they're moderators or whatever. It's literally like one of the devs or a couple of the devs that are in there, and they're all chopping it up with us. And so everything is cool. This was like one of the better experiences I had with NFTs and whatnot. So like I said, if you can get in it, I would love to have you guys in there. They would love to have you in there. It would be great to get some people who watch WLG in there and whatnot, to get the vibes going and stuff. But yeah, so that's one of those things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I know it's out of the regular, that I do this, because I don't really normally talk about NFTs and things like that, but I do talk about games. This is one of those. So I did want to try to make more videos of these and whatnot, just to kind of give you guys another side of what's out there and let you know that it's not that bad. It's not if you were even looking into NFTs themselves, it can be a scary world, but you really just have to read carefully and understand what you're buying. Everything that I've bought, I've purchased it knowing or believing that it's just for fun, and that if I gain anything, cool, but if not, like I'm okay. Like I didn't pull out all the money from my bank and then try to go all in, on this NFT or something like that, and then it tank on me or something. I mean, I haven't done that. So all of my money has been, just play money whenever I can scrape up or whatnot, and sometimes some of the things are scrape friendly, but sometimes they're not. But like I said, I definitely want to do some more videos, and talk about some more NFTs and things like that. And then I definitely want to kind of follow up with these, just to give you guys insight on what's going on, just in case you guys aren't even really, paying attention to it or whatnot, but you're interested to see like how it goes, like this is where it started, this is now, type of things. So I definitely will make another video once they release all of the updates and kind of show you guys what's going on and talk about that stuff. But really excited about this project. Love all the guys in there. And yeah, hopefully maybe I'll see one of you guys who watch this video there. And if you guys do happen to purchase one, let me know in the comments below. And also, let me know if maybe this was like, one of those things that you like you want me to talk about these things. I'm probably still going to do them anyways, just because it's fun for me to try to talk about it and maybe get a couple of other people's ears, and there's not really a lot of videos about people talking about remnants on there, and I feel like that is disrespectful because this needs to be talked about. But anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.